going on, Jerome? It's a beautiful Friday in the great state of Minnesota, and since we are the state of hockey, home opener, last night season opener, I don't know, man, but I don't really follow hockey. I was born, well, not born, but I was raised in the one corner of the state that doesn't give two hoots about hockey, but I don't want to buy in and then have my heart broken again. I simply cannot take it, man. But the home opener, the crowd was interesting. So this is completely like a hodgepodge of like Mad Libs for Minnesota sports icons, man. So you got Ron Gardenhire, very underrated as a manager, in my opinion, especially since we've seen what Rocco Baldelli has done. Then you got Justin Morneau, go Canadian, eh? I don't know what accent that was. that was like a British Jamaican. Anyways, Morneau, Canadian, obviously grew up with hockey, all that stuff. Joe Mauer's Mr. St. Paul, so he just like wandered over. But you did have Harrison Phillips as well as TJ Hawkinson. Now, what's interesting is I wonder if the media is going to flip a tit because the Vikings players are attending another sports game where, you know, Kirk Cousins back on a Tuesday took his family to a ball game, and also he randomly snuck into another one incognito, like all that stuff. But remember, Tuesday's a day off for NFL players on a Sunday to Sunday schedule, and I mean these guys going to a game on Thursday evening. I mean, I don't know. I'm perfectly fine with it, but I feel like there's not going to be the outrage because, you know, Phillips and Hawkinson are not Kirk Cousins. Sort of is what it is. But I love that. You know, Phillips. Not sure where Phillips is from. I know he went to Stanford, but a couple years in Buffalo, probably got into hockey with the Sabres and whatnot. And then Hawkinson's Mr. Hockey. He's bought in, man. But also, I mean, I feel like you can go to games if you've had like a 10 catch, 180 yard and 2 touchdown game, not like 3 drops. But come on, Hawk, come on, man. Also, Justin friggin' Jefferson is up on blocks with that hamstring, and NBC Sports did him dirty. So they put out this graphic, best wide receiver in the NFC, and they picked a wide receiver from each team. And of course, for the Vikings, they picked Jordan Addison. Now, you could say yes. I mean, Justin Jefferson is injured right now, but I mean, he's the best receiver in the freaking league. Whatever, man. But also, it's funny. So, again, if you're taking out injured guys, I mean, Cooper Kupp was hurt, but he's back. But you're still putting Puka Nacua up there for the Rams. I ain't buying it. I'm buying it, man. It's ridiculous. Also ridiculous is I actually love this. This is phenomenal. So this goes back to, you know, players are human and they have downtime. They have free time as well. Even though I know us fans, they get paid a lot of money. They should be studying their playbook. But they just need a mental break sometimes, and this is hilarious. Sports Center, go. Packers running back A.J. Dillon just wants to grow his crops. All right, so someone had took video or a screenshot of him doing. I don't know what game this is, but the original tweet was from Trent Ataya. Imagine having A.J. Dillon on your fantasy team, and bro is up at this hour farming. So must have been a late hour. And it's not Farmville. Like, this looks like legitimately like a very serious farming game. I don't know what it is, man, but hats off to AJ Dillon. Now, if he wanted to, well, so it looks like they're harvesting corn, maybe soybeans. Yeah, probably corn. I don't know, man. But the whole thing is, you know, Wisconsin, even though, yes, they grow some corn and grow some soybeans, but that's dairy land, man. And that is Dairy Land USA. So instead of like running the combine, like he needs to do the video game where he's just pulling some cow teats. I know they don't milk by hand anymore, but it's whatever. Yeah. Oh, sorry. That's what they got to do. All right, fine. Some actual football stuff. So King Kene and Wangu, who's been on injured reserve, undisclosed injury, by the way. So yeah, the Vikings sort of got around the whole injury report stuff where no injury reports in training camp and preseason, and Kene went on IR at the start of before the start of the season. So we don't know what the hell is going on with him. But either way, he's back at as a full participant at practice in that 21-day window, and looks like he's trending towards being active on Sunday, which would be great. Get the best kick returner in the game back into the fold, and certainly can't go wrong. Plus, I don't know, give him a couple carries as a running back. Why not? Speaking of why not, so why hasn't Dalton Risner played? So Alec Lucy Athletic wrote up a great piece, but this tweet basically asks everything that people are wondering. So Dalton Risner hasn't played a snap, yet the Vikings offensive line has shown signs of improvement. What happened, and why hasn't Risner played? And respect, the offensive line, over the last couple games, they've improved. You know, the problem is, like, consistency. So it's good, horrifically bad, free rusher, bad things happen. Good, bad. Good, bad. That's what's been going on. But I think a big part of it is, so the Vikings and general manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, Kevin O'Connell, and offensive line coach Chris Cooper, like, they were all banking on health and continuity up front. They're like, okay, if everything goes well, we'll be fine. But you saw the depth of the offensive line in preseason. It was not good. And also, you lost Oli Udoh in the Eagles game. And, you know, love him or hate him, he was a big part of the depth along the offensive line. And now, knocking on all the wood, all 5 starters are healthy. All projected starters are healthy for the first time since, like, the first drive of week 1. And left to right, you know, Darisaw, Ezra, Bradbury, Ed Ingram, and Brian O'Neill. And even though Ed Ingram has had his down moments, yes, he's had a lot of them, but overall he's played extremely better. He is improving. He's great in the run game. I think that there's still a lot of technical things to work on in pass protection, but that's to be expected at this point. And I think that the reason that Risner hasn't played is I think that, first off, Ezra's playing great. He's playing really well in a contract year, and of course there's always ego and politics when it comes to who plays on a sports team. And you could say, yeah, Dalton Risner, $4 million. He wasn't paid that much to be a backup, but also Ed Ingram was a second-round pick by the current regime. He was a second-round pick when Chris Cooper was the offensive line coach. He's like, yes. And when Kevin O'Connell was the head coach, and he was yes. And the scouting department and Kwesi Adofo-Mensah said yes to Ed Ingram in the second round last year. So that does carry weight. And also, they have to worry about, hey, if you bench Ed Ingram, like, you can't really flip-flop and bring him back, right? So that is a Rubicon that I think they're weighing on crossing if they do bring in Risner. And frankly, if Risner being around just makes Ezra and Bradbury and Ed Ingram play better, I'm all for it. I'm fine, man. Plus, this does give the Vikings an extended look at Dalton Risner in the locker room as well as in practice. And well, in the locker room as in how he gets along with everyone, not like how weird stuff. Anyways, and Ezra is probably going to leave in free agency, so sliding Dalton Risner right in, signing him to another contract this offseason. There you go. Speaking of offense, Vikings go. I do think guys are excited. Wes Phillips said this about guys stepping up with JJ out. I do think guys are excited about opportunities they're going to get. And he's sort of downplaying what is going to happen, where JJ had about 26% target share for the Vikings, and a lot of targets and receptions and yards and touchdowns are going to be up for grabs. And this is going to change the dynamic of the offense. Frankly, I think that they could and should play a little bit more 12 personnel, maybe even 13 personnel. And also, I think that it's going to shift how defenses defend the Vikings. So now, instead of just focusing on one guy, there isn't really one guy to focus on. Like, maybe they'll try to double up Hawkinson, but that frees stuff up for Addison. If they double Addison, that frees stuff up for KJ and TJ and Oliver. And I think that overall, like, guys need to step up. Like, they know, like, hey, I mean, our offense has been good at times, and now it's going to be even tougher without the best wide receiver in the game. But, hey, I got to step up. I got to do my job and go out and do that. Speaking of doing your job, so what's funny is, like, Amazon has these, like, 37K cameras, right? They're crystal clear. They're amazing. And they got a shot of stupid-ass, smug-ass Sean Payton's play caller and all that stuff. And now, for a casual fan like me, I mean, obviously it just seems like gibberish, but it'd be so hilarious. Like, if you're on the upcoming schedule for the Broncos, like, does this help you? Like, all right, so yeah, you have down and distance, you have personnel, you have stuff like that, but I don't know, does this give you insight? Because I'm sure that there's equivalents that you can translate to in terms of, and also, if you just watch the film, I mean, the Broncos are just bad. Where's the play that says, hey, 12 personnel, ZX out, bad? I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is that so our guy Mosh is an absolute artiste, and he's putting these out for Halloween. Plus, I think they're designed by our guy Eli Corbett as well. Tomorrow is the day the Want to Play drops. Tomorrow, FCFS exclusively at moshcustoms.com. Retail is $300. They will ship in time for Halloween for U.S. customers. The Freddy sold out in under 5 minutes last year. I suggest you set those reminders now. So the Freddy last year was sick. I mean, I'm not a sneakerhead, but I'm not a sneakerhead, if that makes sense. And, Mosh has done some great stuff for, Diggs and Thielen and a bunch of big-time players around the league, and these are awesome. And not going to lie, the Child's Play, the Want to Play movies. So the Chucky movies, I had bad dreams when I was a kid. And it was so stupid. It's like, oh, what if a doll comes to life and starts murdering people? Starts yeeting people? Like, I don't know, but these are pretty damn sweet. I love these, man. Piece of art. Props to our guy Mosh. Props to Eli. Props to everyone out there. Right. Also, props to the Vikings. So, super fan named Carter got himself a great experience on Saturday. So when the Vikings were doing their walkthrough, he got to sit in and watch practice, and also got, Kirk Cousins taught him how to throw a ball, which I don't know, man. Like, if he's pretty good, we'll take Carter over Sean Mannion. At this point, got to throw a touchdown pass to Justin Jefferson, and it's stuff like this that make me really proud to be a fan of this team. And I feel like the Vikings organization, I feel like ownership, I feel like people in executive roles, especially in the PR side, like they get it, like they understand where this isn't just a transaction as some and actually most professional sports teams are. Like, this is a pillar of the community. This is extremely important, and I love how ownership and executives, like, they stress involvement in the community. And you see the players out on Tuesday doing some great work. You see a lot of guys that are very worthy of the Walter Payton Man of the Year every single year. So yeah, I love that about this team, man. And win, lose, or draw, this makes me feel good. Love it, man. But that's it. That's Vikings news done for Friday. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.